And welcome everyone to another Community Starcraft event brought to you by Logan. In this game, the semifinals of the losers bracket of the SC24Life Silver and Bronze League tournament. We have in the bottom right hand corner of Discord 4 the blue Terran player Cricket. We just saw Cricket take down his Protoss opponent Dredge in a convincing 6-minute game with a very aggressive 3-racks build. So this is a little bit larger map though, so the walk distances are going to be a little bit longer, which could make for a little bit easier defense from his yellow Zerg opponent, SpeedySS. Now SpeedySS is no stranger to aggression himself. With actually the first 2 games, I don't think we've seen a game from SpeedySS go longer than approximately 11 minutes. That's just barely getting into the mid-game, or at least this particular game was. SpeedySS took down, I think it was King J with a 9 pool, and also took, but then lost to Kiralee, I believe, with a ZVZ that went pretty quickly actually. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. We do have a very interesting placement for the supply depot. I'm not sure what's going on here. We do have the scout from Cricket coming on in. Remember, this is a 4-player map, so there's 2 technical spawning locations, but they share the same base, so it's not a big deal. We do have a pretty traditionally timed pool. I think it was a 14 pool and a 15 gas. So the tech will be pretty delayed, and also I'm surprised that there's no expansion down yet. However, I would be not surprised at all to see the next thing built out of SpeedySS to be an expansion. And Cricket is apparently seeing the same thing, noticing all he has is pool and gas. Now with this early of gas and this late of pool, either means he's going for some sort of speedling build, perhaps some baneling. There's also the off chance he could be going for some sort of a roach warren. So, oh, a spine crawler going down. Feeling a little bit under threat. There is the scouting overlords slowly making their way across the map. Whereas back home, Cricket has those 2 racks down. He does have 1 Marine already out, so throwing down an Evo chamber in front of the spine crawler. Actually, where it is, Marines right here could shoot at the Evo chamber and not take any damage. Good thing that spine crawlers are movable now compared to sunken colonies. So, looking at the army size, we do have a much larger army size from Cricket. However, the worker count is the same difference, but in workers. So we have 3 Marines out for Cricket and an additional 3 workers out for SpeedySS. So long term, remember this is still only 2 racks. 2 racks is not considered an all-in generally, however it is considered very aggressive. Ooh, and that overlord is going to be escaping as soon as he can. And he's going to get the scout perhaps. Back home we do have a few lings from SpeedySS. He is continuing to macro. And now that this SCV has shown himself, here we go. He was banking gas for a roach warren, which that's actually quite a lot of gas. I wouldn't be surprised to see him throw down a lair for roach speed. However, he's getting a 2nd gas, which indicates he's doing something more than either that or it's just a ridiculous amount of roach aggression. We do have all those Marines. They should easily be able to take out these Zerglings. Excellent micro. It does lose 2 Marines. However, 4 Marines, check out 6 Zerglings, not too bad. He did build something here. He's going to panic, throw down a few spine crawlers. That's totally an appropriate thing to do, especially when you're ahead in the worker count. See, notice? He totally can attack that building without taking any damage. He needs to throw down that bunker, just like he is there. He is focusing down some of those Zerglings. He just needs to continue to micro back, can pull back the injured ones and leave the others to be. It looks like he's going to be able to take out those Zerglings. However, the SCV is now taken out. This bunker's not going to get down. And this is now going to... Oh, they didn't actually take it down. The spine crawler gets it, though. This bunker is now forfeit, needed to be salvaged, and instead did not get the salvage off. Looks like there's a little bit too much micro going on at the beginning. So now we do have lair. Should see some sort of speed. Oh, and then Nidus network. Let's be honest. In no game of StarCraft do you see enough Nidus network. I remember seeing a few very exciting games from think it was one of the second Intel Extreme Masters, or perhaps it was one of the MLGs where it was Naniwa versus, I actually don't remember the other player. However, it was an extremely interesting and intense ZVP with probably like 8 or 9 Nidus networks that got killed off by probes, and there's some really awesome, exciting stuff going on. And it looks like Cricket here has no idea that SpeedySS is, 1, building a Nidus network, even though he does have a unit out here, and 2, that this might be coming. Now, he should be able to see something coming. However, you know, with these supply depots, he's been actually doing quite well at keeping and making sure that he has vision. However, he does not have vision of everything. He just has vision of most things. Now, his army is located relatively centrally, so he should be able to respond. As Nidus networks take a little bit of time. And here it goes down, actually in the corner, right next to the supply depot. That was very gutsy. Now, is Cricket responding at all? He does now see it. He is starting to attack it. However, it is going to finish. There's nothing that he's going to be able to do. And it looks like a few units at least should be able to get out. Good. Manages to take out the Nidus network. However, I think it got rid of every single unit in the army. 11 roaches. That is, that's actually only 8, so that's quite a number. But actually, all of his forces were taken out immediately. There's nothing he can do. Marauders are excellent against roaches. However, with that many roaches, there's simply nothing he can do about it. He invested in early expansion and had a little bit of a bank. And with these 2 barracks producing add-ons, he was not able to get anything else done from that. Looks like there's nothing he's going to be able to do. He is producing SCVs 2 at a time, but he's down to 3. The army value is at absolutely nothing. So while Cricket was starting to tech up, SpeedySS was sneaking in with some very interesting Nidus network play. So it looks like Cricket, while he made a valiant effort in the losers bracket, is going down in the semifinals, while his Zerg opponent, SpeedySS, will move on to the next game. So this next game could be determining who will be facing the loser of the winners bracket and who could potentially focus or play the finals of the entire tournament. So good job, everyone. I do feel that the game was going quite well, and perhaps the biggest mistake by Cricket here was that these 2 barracks were not usable for the better part of a minute as they were producing add-ons. And while his economy was being substantially bolstered, and he was getting 2 upgrades down, and he had some more tech, without scouting that something like this could be coming, the army size difference was just too vast to take out the difference. And so because of that, SpeedySS was able to capitalize and do kind of a little one-base punch right at Cricket. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and we'll be right back with some more games from